We have a 1:15.81 PR out of Itchy and
All right, you're now on the Mario Raceway. Both players using
Yes.
Beach. Itchy is a little bit behind iMathII. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Looks like
it looked like
iMathII's playing it safe.
Yeah, both players do play it safe. Itchy does have it looks like there was a little delay with the countdown. Itchy was a little late in his start, but he was getting a little bit of interesting drifts there on the shrooms. But let's see. So yeah, you were correct though. Itchy is about a half second behind after lap 1.
Ooh, Itchy getting a little bit of off-road time on the mountain.
Indeed, yes. And so let's see here.
By the way, in case you are wondering, yes, it is faster to go in the grass in some spots. Unless you're that one guy in the YouTube comments.
Yes.
Who...
and so, sorry to cut you off real quick, but yeah, iMath did gain another 0.2 seconds there, so... And Itchy gets caught up trying to do the risky path, and that should seal the deal for iMath.
I mean, if he's watching the stream, which I don't know if he is, but like, if he was, he was probably thinking, "Oh, I'm behind. Let's try to risk it, gain a little bit of time." But yes, obviously, it didn't work out for him. So it's like iMathII will be taking the first one home.
Absolutely. And so let me make sure I do this on the right side. There we go. And so iMath does take the first course, Mario Raceway. Unfortunate piranha hit, but you're right. I think Itchy absolutely made the right call there to go for the risky route because he was a little bit on the behind side. But anyway, it'll now go on. So iMath won on Itchy's pick. So we'll have to see now. iMath gets the pick.
So yeah, this is huge for iMath because he won on a track, and then he gets to pick a track where he probably has a likely chance of winning again. So
absolutely. And so I'll give them
iMathII.
Yeah, I'll give them the countdown
iMathII take a 2-0 lead this set.
I'll give them the countdown here. Our pick is Calamari Desert out of iMathII, and I will let you explain what we have going on out in the desert.
Alright, so Calamari Desert is an interesting track. It has sand, as you would expect from a desert. Basically, there's a few interesting elements. There's some spots where it's like, there's some like off-road shortcuts that you don't even need a mushroom to do properly. There's also a train that goes around the track, and it can like get in your way, and it can be really annoying depending on what pace you're on. So, unlike other tracks, the strategy here isn't to just use one mushroom on every lap. Instead, there's like a lot of variations that can work better than that. Especially in one-try tournaments.
Yes, indeed, because this is one of the courses. I like this facet of this course, the fact that your shroom strat actually changes as you get quicker and quicker going around, because it determines how many shrooms you actually need to use before you get to certain paths on the train track. But we are in, and as we can see again, it looks like there is a little bit of a delay. So, the one thing I know about sand is it's irritating, and it gets everywhere. But enough with the references. So far, it looks like iMath does opt for the 3-0-0 strategy.
Yeah, that's a fair strategy to use.
And Itchy only uses 2 on lap 1. It looks like he's going for potentially a 2-1-0 both strategy, and a 33.75 lap 1 out of iMath.
Yeah, so like, these guys probably won't be using like 1-1-1 shroom strats until like very high levels, because once you get to a high level, there's a little trick you can do where you can just like barely like drive in between 2 of the train cars, and then yeah, so you don't even have to wait for the train, but it's really difficult and it's not recommended at earlier levels.
Yes, and not only that, there's the hills to the right of the left of the beginning. There's also some hill hopping techniques you can use that are quicker than just driving over the course. But at this level, these players are choosing to play it a little more safe and just.
Shoutouts to iMathII for getting what train cars were called the other day.
Ah, yes. Oh, and
Ooh,
Itchy
wombo
with
combo,
yes,
drifting
yeah.
into the sand, and running into the fence, and hitting the train twice. It's gonna be an easy win for iMathII, it looks like.
Yep, that's what. Quite honestly, at this speed, what the trains come down to, it does for the most part come down to that lap 3-second train. iMath made it past. King Itchy, as I should say, did not. And so that leads to an early 2-0 lead in this set for iMath. And by the way, that 147.77, that is a very solid time for this course, and a very solid time for, especially for a one try.
Yeah, really. His name might be King Itchy, but he's clearly not the king of this set.
Hey, the set is still young, mate. We still got a potential for a flip. We got a potential for a sweep. We got everything.
I mean, we could have a choke in a 3-1 set lead. Not saying that's ever happened to me, but
you know, I know we're both Ohioans here, but not everybody needs to hear the Clevelander jokes, you know.
It wasn't even a Cleveland joke. I was just trying to express my pain.
Right. All right. So you can give them the countdown. We're going to Toad's Turnpike is the pick we're getting out of Itchy.
This is going to be an interesting track.
And
so, if you don't know, there's a lot of cars and trucks, as there usually are on turnpikes, and if you hit one of these cars or trucks, you can lose several seconds. So, as considering how close these players are in skill, it basically comes down to whoever hits cars less.
Absolutely, and the trucks and cars are all on a cycle, so if you don't hit anything, it's a cycle you can get accustomed to. But hitting vehicles can mess the cycle up, and you might not know the path to take with such a situation. So we will see how these players handle the figure 8 turnpike that doesn't have any exits going anywhere. So I don't really know what these vehicles are trying to do, but anyway.
All right. Apologies for the desync. There's nothing we can really do about that.
Yeah.
Alright, so looking like some pretty solid lines from both of these guys.
Yeah, early on it looked like iMath took the first turn very well, and it seems Itchy's about on the same path there.
But again, on this track, you can have a 10-second lead while being like 5 pixels from the finish line and still lose. So
these vehicles can be an absolute pain.
They can. That's the story of driving in West Virginia. XD.
Yes, we got a 51.51 lap 1 out of iMath.
Dang, nice.
Oh, and iMath bounces off the wall and into a bus.
Oh, that's costly.
Oh, my.
And Itchy gained a little bit. Oh, and now he runs into a car. And also, Itchy gained a little bit on iMathII lap 1. This is actually very costly for iMathII. He's going to be down a lot now. iMathII won't show us his timer. Okay, now he does. iMathII's a little bit ahead of Itchy, but the distance he has to travel to like make up for that distance between the two is less than 12 seconds, which is the time difference they have right now. So Itchy's looking like he's going to win it unless he hits a vehicle.
Yeah, unless Itchy has some traumatic vehicle hits here on lap 3, and he has shroom advantage. He gained another about
that's
5 seconds.
that's another key thing. For a second, I thought Itchy was gonna go for the shortcut.
So
I didn't
Itchy,
catch a lap 2 times, but I'm going to assume Itchy's was faster.
yeah, Itchy gained like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
iMath
So
has
Itchy. So after the first 2 laps, Itchy has about a 5.5 second lead.
Yeah, which sounds about right. Each vehicle, as long as you only hit them once, it costs you about 2-3 seconds. I can see iMath is already talking about it being foreshadowing your pixels from the finish line comment. Oh no! Oh no! That did
Itchy barely dodging a truck there at the end. But even if he hit the truck, I don't think it would have mattered. Itchy easily taking that one by 8 seconds.
Yeah, Itchy with a very clean run, less than a second off of his PR.
Dang, that's pretty good.
And so he takes his first win of this set. And just like that, we're back. We're at 2-1. Itchy, that opener, 51.07. That is a very solid 0 shroom lap. All right, and let's see where iMath is going to take us for course 4.
All right, iMathI's looking like he's going to Choco Mountain.
All right, what can you tell us about the land of the Choco?
I don't. Well, first of all, it is Mario Kart 64's most infamous course. You'll get that if you watch a certain YouTuber. It's there's a lot of turns. It's a twisty, turny track. It's pretty brown. Yeah, the entire thing is basically brown, and yeah, the turns can be really tough because if you like get caught on the walls, you can like tumble, you can spin out. It's really dumb. So mistakes on this track can be very costly, especially
Indeed,
considering mistakes on this track aren't that common.
Yes, and other things we'll watch out for are the falling rocks on a cycle around a railing towards the end half. They are on a cycle, like I said, but certain times can make them a little bit interesting to get around. And also the hills at the very end of the course. Players will often talk about good hills and bad hills. I can't really explain how you get one or the other, but you can just kind of tell by how they drive over whether it looks clean or not. Clean means they're good. Kind of rough looking means they're bad, and we'll see how these players get over though. We see iMath coming out to the right now. It's bad.
Itchy's lines are looking pretty good. iMathI's aren't great, but they work. I didn't catch Matthew's lap time.
Yeah,
Itchy's getting kind of a wide landing from the hills, and iMathI hitting a wall and tumbling. This could be very costly.
Yes, especially because Itchy already had about a 0.3 of a second lead after lap 1. It was 33.74, 33.45. And
iMathI not having a great 180 turn either.
No, the hills are not agreeing with him either. And Itchy's stream was lagging a little there. I didn't get to quite see the lap time, but
Itchy gaining about a second on that lap 2. It looks like Itchy's gonna run away with this one, unless he makes a critical mistake, especially considering iMathI just got briefly caught on that wall.
I would have to agree with you.
Looking like a runaway victory for Itchy here. King Itchy, sorry.
And it is with very Itchy had very consistent lap times, I must say.
Yeah. Itchy taking this home by about 3 seconds.
Itchy was actually surprisingly on top of his PR, like 0.3 off. That was very well raced. iMath just had, it was not by any means a poor race, just got caught on some unfortunate wall bounces, and
yeah,
that's pretty much what happened.
Chuck them out, and wall hits can like kind of feel like RNG sometimes. Because like sometimes you hit them and you're fine, and sometimes you hit them and you lose 25 seconds.
Sounds about right. And now,
all right, we're going to Royal Raceway.
Royal Raceway is the pick coming out from Itchy, and while you count them down, I'll give a little background on this track. This track is very much straight driving, if I might say so myself. It's a very, I think, a skill-expressive course. And and especially since these players are so tightly matched, this should be, I expect this one to be very, very tight. The 2 points of interest we'll really look out for are an early 180 jump over a grass hill around a wall. Players can sometimes get caught up on the wall. Some players can make either a fast or a slow turn around that wall. It depends on what kind of bounce you get. And then also the shroom spot also requires going around the wall. And although the grass there is flat, you can still get caught on the wall, which will nullify the shroom and make your rest of the path through the grass a nightmare. Nothing too crazy. Hopefully we don't see any players taking a trip all the way to Peach's Castle, but iMath getting over that grass hill pretty cleanly.
Yeah, Matthew getting a strong start.
Pretty much the same for Itchy. Gets around the shroom spot. iMath does.
Well, iMath looking like a near perfect shroom.
What to see. So he hits the ground after the ramp at about 37.5. Let's see when Itchy's is hitting so we can get a gauge on their separation. I think Itchy's maybe a couple tenths ahead. So 49.74 lap out of iMath. Does get caught up in the grass there at the beginning of the lap.
Ooh, that could be very costly, considering how driving dependent this course is and how closely these players are matched.
Yes, and Itchy, just as I predicted, Itchy only ahead by about 9 hundredths there. A very driving-based course, and we are seeing it be that close, but we'll have to see how much a difference that little grass hit made from iMath.
Matthew getting another minor grass hit. Probably didn't slow him down too much, though. Itchy not having a great shroom. We did have to spend some time mowing grass.
Yeah, let's see. So 49.88 lap 2 out of iMath.
That looks like a really solid lap, other than the grass hit at the beginning.
Yeah, but Itchy with a 49.17. That is another 7 tenths of a second gain.
All right. So like, if Itchy makes a mistake, iMathII will probably win. But if iMathII makes a mistake, then Itchy will probably win. So basically, it comes down to who doesn't choke. iMathII looking like a solid shroom.
Yeah, he is, but one of his problems so far has been a couple times he got caught up on those zipper panels trying to get the mini turbo off and banging into the wall. We'll have to see how much that affects.
Itchy with a missed T or two there, it looked like. Not having the straightest landing either. 229.20 from iMathII.
And that will still be enough for Itchy to take, though, with a 228.80.
That was quite the nail biter.
Yeah, 4 tenths of a second exactly.
Yeah, 0.4 difference.
And Itchy was pointing out he thought he lost.
That really shows you how driving dependent that course is, because if iMathII didn't have that grass set at the beginning of lap 2, then he would have won. So
Yeah,
and it would
like
have been 3-2 to him, but now it's 3-2 to Itchy. So
yeah, Itchy had even called out like his ending was a little sloppy, and I did notice a little bit of that, but still he got through enough just to hold on to that. And we are on to our next course. iMath is taking us to Sherbet Land. And so I'll get him countdown while.
All right, so this is one of my favorite one-try courses. I pick it a lot because it seems to work well for me sometimes. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong on this track. So first of all, there's these little corners, and you can save a little bit of time on those corners by jumping over these like little cracks in the ground. But if you miss the jump over those cracks, then you fall into the water and you can lose like 6 or 7 seconds. That's probably a little exaggerated, but you get the point. And then there's also penguins that if you hit those, they can cost you another few seconds. It really, so whoever it basically just comes down to whoever hits less penguins or whoever fails less crack jumps. So
Yes, indeed. And iMath does have the better PR on this course, is one thing to point out. Would make sense why I took us there. And iMath I saw with a very ambitious crack jump, and he does make it.
wow, that was quite risky.
And Itchy's looked a little more conservative.
Yeah.
Clean pass through the penguins in the tunnel.
iMathII looking like a clean shroom. See how Itchy's looks. That penguin that Itchy just went by, that can be a real problem when trying to do that shroom. But luckily it wasn't a problem for him. Looks like Itchy did get caught up a little bit on the wall earlier, but he's doing fine right now. Neither players have hit any penguins, failed any crack jumps.
Yep, and at the end of that lap, iMath he had about a half-second lead. So
iMathII with another very clean shroom.
Oh, and we have a catch-up on the wall and a penguin hit out of Itchy after the end of the second turn.
That is very unfortunate.
And that was also a very, very clean lap from iMath.
Itchy needs for iMathII to majorly mess up if he wants to take this course home and then finish the set.
Yeah, and so far, and it really doesn't look like he's going to get it unless it depends what happens on this last turn, because these last turn on lap 3, the penguins can be in a rough spot, and iMath takes a pretty conservative.
If I were iMathII here, I'd just play it safe
and
just not try to back jump.
iMath just PR'd in a one try.
Good job, man. Good job.
First sub 140. Wow.
That's Pog.
That's huge. And one of the tough things is, so I get these little the Discord messages because we're in a group chat with all these guys while we're doing this, and so we do see when we actually get the message that happens since there is the delay going on, but so it's like you had to hold that in, but that was an incredible run by iMath.
Yeah.
Sub 140 is
all right. Now the set is 3-3. It just comes down to this race. Whoever wins this race wins the whole set.
Oh, you're good. You know what? Actually, for now on, I'm stupid. I should turn. Why do I not have Do Not Disturb on? I don't know why I wouldn't do that. So let's see. Where are we getting taken for the last race? We have
looks like Warrior Stadium. Both players are ready. So
both players are ready. You give them the count, and I will talk about Wario Stadium because this one is going to be a doozy. This one is Wario Stadium is one of the more technical tracks of the game. It's the second longest track in the game, and it's not exactly the most appealing thing to look at. You got a lot of just walls, and the entire track is essentially made out of mud. It looks like something you'd be like taking dirt bikes over, if anything. I don't even know, but it's just really long, and it's a course that's mostly based again on skill expression and technical gameplay. The shroom spot on this course can be an interesting point because you do have to shroom while holding a drift and going over a hill, and if you get an unlucky angle on it, sometimes you can end up hitting the wall, either stopping completely or at least killing the shroom, one or the other. And we'll have to see who likes the mud hills more.
Oh, it looks like iMathII might have loaded in with a ghost by mistake. That is not allowed by tournament rules, so it looks like he's going to change that real quick.
Yes, we will take care of that. So we will see Itchy's run a little far ahead of iMath, but got rid of the ghost, so we're good to go.
I mean, hey, that's one way to fix delay, capital.
I'm Itchy with a clean first shroom. iMath uses the fast lap shroom.
Interesting.
That's an interesting usage. We'll just see if he's going for like a 3-0-0 strat, or if that's just the shroom spot he uses.
3-0-0 can be risky on this track because if you make a mistake on lap 2 or 3, you don't have that shroom to instantly recover, so you can lose a lot of time and it could be quite damaging.
Right. So Itchy with a 1:15.63 lap 1, and it looks like iMath did hold on to his shroom, so it looks like he is still going 1-1-1. That's just the shroom spot he happened to use. Whether it was
it could have been a mistake on his part. Yeah. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong screen. No. That could have just been like a mistake. Like he thought the shroom was there, or he could have been doing that intentionally because he's like not consistent with the normal shroom spot.
Yes.
Either way, it's still an interesting choice to do that shroom. Let's see if he does it again.
Yeah. And second time around.
Sorry, iMathII did not use the second shroom there, so yeah, I think that was just a mistake. He might have just been like teaching WS flap a lot recently, and then just did that out of instinct, and was like, wait, crap.
That very much could be the case, and he is using the normal shroom spot here. And I didn't even point out, but it was close to a second lead, I think, for... Oh, and he tries to do the switch strat there and gets a little caught up on the hills. iMath does.
Oh, yeah. Lost a lot of time there.
Itchy with another sub 116 lap.
Since we have like a minute left of this track, I want to go over something. So, Mario Kart 64 is kind of a deceiving game when you look at it. It's like, oh, Mario Kart, how can it be like that big of a deal? But this game is like surprisingly precise. Like, if you make make one tiny mistake, it could be extremely costly. And that's part of what makes MK64 One Try so interesting. How tiny mistakes can cost big amounts of time.
You are absolutely right about that. Yeah, like and just to go back to the time where we're at real quick, iMath put up a 1:16.55 on his lap too. So unless we see a major mistake out of Itchy, he has probably 3-second lead on this course by this point. It looks like he's just been running this better. iMath does get the switch around this time though. That was really well done. And that is some of that technical gameplay I was talking about. And Itchy finishes with a 3:47.04, which is very solid time out of him. Let's see where iMath ends up here.
Pretty good time. I don't think iMathII can reasonably beat Itchy at that point, but I have no perception of how this game actually works. So,
no, this one will go to Itchy.
Yeah, looking like it.
Although that was still a heck of a lap 3 out of iMath.
Yeah, really good lap 3.
And
So first set is going 4-3 to Itchy. Very, very close start. Hopefully this can be kept up, you know?
yeah, and you know what? This is exactly the kind of match we've expected to see. We came expecting to see a very tight match, and already, first set goes to 7 courses.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that the remaining sets are going to be the same way. Like the rankings almost point to this match being a toss-up. So,
Yeah. Rarely ever do sets go to 7 races. So this is already a little bit of a rarity in itself. But we can really expect to have 1 or 2 more sets to go to 7 races. And that'll be like rarity on a rarity.
yes, and one of the things also to point out is since tracks do not reset until set 3, we're going to see a completely different slate of tracks here. It's possible we could end up seeing all but 2 before we even get to set 3 if this one also goes to 7.
Yeah, that's true actually.
And to start this off, iMath is taking us to we're going to very high variance indeed. I'll give them the count, and you tell them how RN Jesus is going to make our day.
All right, so Moo Moo Farm is a very interesting track. Most MK64 runners hate it, for the main reason being there are these little moles that happen to be in like the most optimal driving line, and whether a mole pops out of the hole or not is completely random. So like you could have world record lines, but like still not get the world record just because the moles are completely random. So from these 2 players, we'll either see them play it safe and go around the moles, or try to risk it, gain some time, and try to go over the moles. Going over the moles usually doesn't work in one tries, but
yeah, personally, I expect these players to take it pretty safe and go outside most of them, although the shroom spot will be the interesting one where you sometimes will cut through a few of them.
yeah.
Let's see, I mean, you can already see he's going way outside the first patch there, which does not surprise me in the slightest. Oh, and iMath with the first fatality of this match. May that mole rest in peace. Itchy goes around the outside of all of them. We have a 26.99 lap out of iMath, 25.86 out of Itchy. So if Itchy stays clean and just doesn't hit any moles, if he's listening to this stream and knows that there's been a hit by iMath, he should have pretty smooth sailing from here.
Yeah, if I were Itchy at this point...
And Itchy's going a risky shroom there. He went risky.
Hey, he's a risky man.
He's a madman, and he gains another 3/10 on iMath, so that's like... I'd have to say, that's over a 2-second lead.
It's looking like Itchy's got this one locked up unless he hits a mole, but it's looking unlikely. But, ooh, I'm getting another mole. And another one!
He just...
the mole combo. That was a bad joke.
Indeed.
It's like iMathII just gonna meme the finish.
Is he going to cross the line? We shall see after this word from your local sponsors.
This is actually the second time we've seen
iMath, we have a plane to catch, you know. We can't stay here all night.
Yeah. Like... I guess that's fun to go. That's actually the second time we've seen someone meme at the end of Moo Moo Farm today, because we know they lost. Earlier, Dossie versus the one, the only, the Mario pianist. He basically had easy win, so Dossie just got the finish. I don't remember if he even finished the race, but
Dossie
right,
did.
Looks like next we're going to ring.
not finished. Yes, and we have our first Joker pick of the match. We have, like you said, Rainbow Road Fast Lap coming out of Itchy. And
yeah.
you can count that one down. And
so in case you don't remember, the Flap Joker, basically what it does is instead of making you drive all 3 laps, you only drive 1 lap. So it's kind of a risky pick, but like if you want to play a specific track, but like don't want to play the whole thing, or like if you're much better at flap than a 3 lap on a track, and then you just want to get out of the way, then you can pick it. But so yeah, so King Itchy using his Flap Joker on Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road is an interesting track to use a Flap Joker on. Considering the mushrooms on that track don't save too much time.
Right, I think this one comes down to more people don't want to drive for 5 minutes. So if you're good at this course but don't want to drive the whole thing, then you just we'll see. Can they get? iMath uses a technique here we call the Tran technique, where you slow down a little bit at the start of that downhill section, and then triple tap your A button to get back up to speed, and you can actually get almost up to 100 on the speedometer, because driving on the track downhill is faster than what would normally happen if you didn't do that, which is kind of just flying through the air and then landing back down on the track eventually.
I like to imagine that this track has like lower gravity sometimes. I know it doesn't, but like it's in space, so why not? Because like sometimes when you jump on this track, you just go soaring. And just a few seconds ago, we saw iMathII almost jump off the track, but luckily the fences saved him.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, because Rainbow Road in the Mario Kart series is typically known for like having little to no walls, and Mario Kart 64 is an exception where the entire course is walled, but in these downhill sections, you can actually end up hopping over them and getting absolutely destroyed. Now, one thing we also didn't talk about is there are a few chain chomps that cycle through this course and go around. Yeah, and there could be another one coming up here that these players could have to deal with prior to the end of the lap. We'll have to see if it gets in any of their way or if they can maneuver around it. They should have enough warning. And 141.61 and 140.31. That is a win for Itchy by 1.3 seconds. So they usually say that the longer courses go to the higher ranked player, but these players are so close that it's almost not even fair to call one higher or low. They're just very, very competitive, and Itchy showing his expertise there and taking us to another early 2-0 lead in the set. And so he makes good use of his Joker.
Yeah, that was some smart use, because you don't want to have to play Rainbow Road like all 6 minutes of it. Well, it's not really 6 minutes; it's more like 5.5. But
right. But as we move on to our next course, iMath is taking us to Banshee Boardwalk. Another course. It doesn't have any of the interesting cycles or RNG kind of deals going on that have happened so far in this set, but Banshee Boardwalk could have one of the hardest sets of back-to-back mini turbos in the game. There's a bat house that you enter, and you do a series of 4 alternating left and right facing mini turbos through this house, and it's a very technical path to take, and you'll have to see some players at lower levels, you won't even charge up the full mini turbo as you go through these, but there's also, just like on Sherbetland, there's some cracks so you can jump over a little bit.
The track is fenced over.
Yes.
So there's like little cracks you can jump over, save a little bit of time. but if you fall in the water, it can cost a lot. There's also this like a little kind of zigzag section that can like mess up newer players like a lot. Trying to maneuver that, but
Yeah,
at the level these guys are, probably won't be a problem. I'm in a couple walls, but Itchy bonking into the post, falling into the lake.
So we have a waterfall out of Itchy, and that should, in theory, spell out free win for iMath if he just plays the rest of this safe. We'll have to see if he's watching.
Taking a swim. I guess you could say he got spooked.
Yeah. You know.
that was a bad joke.
The classic, the Banshee Boardwalk Waterfall, brought to you by Aquafina.
Literally right as he said that, I took a drink of my water. That was kind of creepy.
You know, sponsors doing their work before they're even announced.
I'm not drinking Aquafina though, because screw bottled water companies. XD.
Yeah, but as we can see, it does not seem like iMath is making any glaring mistakes. It seems like he is playing it pretty safe. And I just noticed Itchy still has 2 shrooms on lap 3. I didn't quite catch what happened with that. I don't know if he got caught on a wall and didn't get to use his second one, or...
yeah, the classic, oh, I forgot to shroom. It looks like it's mathematically impossible for Itchy to win. So, Matthew is on the board for this set.
Yes, he is. Which is what happened. Is the same thing that happened the last time somebody got up 2-0.
I'm sensing a pattern. I am sensing a pattern.
Yeah, I think what that means is we're gonna see a. Can we predict the way too early 4-3 victory from iMath in this set, or?
Perhapsably. But it looks like.
Oh no! Oh no! We got another Joker usage.
This time, once again, coming from Itchy on the same track of the Flap Joker. This is allowed because it's a shortcut Joker, so you can use it again. Use that track again.
Yes, so we're going to Rainbow Road shortcut, and Itchy is switching to Bowser, which means he's going for the newest shortcut technique.
Oh, this is going to be quite the toss-up.
This is going to be a spicy one, and you can give them the countdown. So this shortcut, I should specify. Okay, they're both going to Bowser, so they're both going to be trying for this. There's a shortcut that involves, I don't know the exact setup, but you basically back up against the right side wall at the starting line and shroom and actually hop over the wall. And if you hit a certain checkpoint as you're going flying out of bounds, you can get like as fast as like a 13-second lap on the longest course in the game, because that is balanced gameplay.
And Bowser's the easiest character to that skip with. There's also probably like the most famous skip in the game where you just like jump off at the beginning and skip about a third of the course. But
yes.
That's safer, but it saves nowhere near as much time. And
yes.
This new shortcut, it was actually discovered very recently, that they're going to be attempting likely. It's very, very inconsistent. So this race is literally a toss-up.
Yes, it is. Let's see what happens. They're going to be a little slower setting it up than you would on their YOLO attempts, probably, because...
And iMathII looking like he got it.
Yeah, I'm not an expert on telling whether they get it or not. I can't tell if that's a hit.
I think you have to be like right against the like right above the bottom line of the bill.
Oh, I did not get it.
And Itchy did get it.
Itchy gets it. That should, like, even if they're both forced to drive randomly for the rest of this race, or normally for the rest of this race, Itchy should.
Itchy might be hitting another one right here.
Yeah, and now iMath has to drive the rest of the course normally. He's out of shrooms. He may go for the normal shortcut jump here, but.
And looks like he gets it.
And Itchy has 2 out of 3. Is he gonna get the 3 out of 3 though? He has one more shroom. In any case, this is a free win for Itchy, because even if he doesn't hit it here, he only has to drive 1 lap around, and iMath still has to drive 3. But This could be a 3 out of 3 hit. This could
This
be.
might be the legendary 3 for 3.
And he
And he
does
did it
get
too!
it!
Oh my
Wow!
God, that
The
is
3 out of
impressive.
3 new Rainbow Road shortcut in one tries. The
Dude,
clutch pick.
Itchy has hit 3 more Rainbow Road shortcuts in the last 2 minutes than I have in my entire life. That's impressive.
And at this point, I expect iMath to just not probably DNF at this point.
Yeah, that would save my time. But no,
Yep, there it is. I get the pause. So,
yeah.
And now, Itchy has the infamous 3-1 lead.
Don't pull Warriors. Yeah, basically, you might be wondering why iMathII just paused there and like isn't doing anything now. Basically, when you pause a course, since recently we decided that it would be better to ban pausing in this game. Whenever you pause, it's an automatic do not finish for that course. So iMathII just wanted to stop the course and end his misery quicker.
Hold on, we have another shenanigan in play. iMath is pulling out his Joker. He's going Yoshi Valley shortcut.
Ooh, I've actually used Yoshi Valley shortcut in matches several times before. I think I've won on it 3 times and lost on it 3 times. I'm not 100% on that. It's either 2-2 or 3-3.
Yeah.
Not to brag, but
I'm not 100% sure which shortcut they're going to be going for, but like at least the one that I know it involves, it's another jump straight around the finish line kind of deal, where they'll jump over the fence at the beginning, and go. There's like kind of a line that's right in line with the finish line on the slopes out of bounds on the course, and if you hit it properly, it triggers a lap skip. I don't know if they'll be doing that one. There is an easier one elsewhere on the course. I don't know which shortcut they'll be going for, but
all right. Yeah. So like beginning, you can either play it safe and like line up, or you can just like totally risk it. Risk it for the biscuit, you know. And either way works. And then there's also like a worst case scenario backup shortcut, where basically you take the farthest right path.
iMath
there's
went
a
for
specific
the
spot where you jump off of the right path, and
Itchy didn't change from Bowser, by the way.
Oh god, this could be very costly.
That actually could cost him. Yes.
Bowser is actually slower than Peach. It's just easier for the Rainbow Road shortcut, and iMathI's going for that aforementioned skip where you could take the farthest right path and then jump off on that specific spot, and it counts a lap for whatever reason. And Itchy's struggling with the shortcut. The Bowser anti-speed bonus, I guess, is not really helping him. Luckily, Bowser's the only heavyweight that has triple tap A, which is a quick way to accelerate. But I don't think that's gonna really matter here. iMathI's on lap 3. Itchy's still on lap 1 in a similar spot. Itchy isn't even going for the worst case scenario shortcut. This must be like the worst case scenario, hitting multiple spines. Ooh, iMathI's missing that ending shortcut, but I really don't think it's going to matter at this point.
I don't think so either. It's
all iMathI's needs to do is just finish the course, and then he wins.
Yeah, that'll be. I don't even know if the Itchy Bowser selection that was, I'm assuming, unintentional.
That's like the biggest flub in all of time trial or try. No, Itchy's gonna lose the entire thing because he accidentally picked Bowser. Just watch. Ooh, he's doing donuts. Just DNF, please.
Yeah, okay. And there's the pause. That is a DNF, and we are now at 3-2.
What do you mean a DNF? He's just doing the pause buffer strats, Kappa.
Yeah, and this is why we have DNF.
All right, Itchy going to Frap Ace No Land. Carson, do you want to do the countdown?
Yes, I can. And finally, back to some normal driving.
Cool. Now, Frap Snowland, or Frappe, or Frape, or however you want to
Yeah,
pronounce it.
it's frat. People are going to get upset if we don't say that.
It's a very interesting course. There's two main elements that could make or break. So, first of all, the shroom spot where you use your mushroom, basically you have to like drift off the hill in a certain way so that you like get air over the turn, so you can skip over some out of bounds. But if you mess that up, you can land in the out of bounds and lose several seconds. And also, like literally right at the mushroom spot, there's these snowmen, and if you hit it, you explode into the air and die. You don't actually die, but like you get the idea.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. iMath does start with the spin turn strat. You love to see that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We gotta check out for penguin wrong snow course. Snowman casualties. iMath gets a pretty good shroom there. Takes it safe through the snowman. Itchy's shroom seems pretty solid. He goes through.
It wasn't as good as iMathI's, honestly.
True. 34.64. We'll see how much time it costs him. It looks like it's about
0.2.
quarter of a second difference. So far, we've had pretty clean
iMathII. Yeah, iMathII appears to be navigating course very well, as you would expect from a Canadian. But just as I say that, he runs into the out of bounds on the mushroom. This is very costly for him.
Yes, and iMath gets hit by the announcer's curse right there.
I should just stop talking, shouldn't I?
And so that's gonna cost 6 seconds basically. So unless Itchy does the same thing on lap 3, it's set 2 is gonna be going his way.
Dude, back like there's a Super Mario Kart like time trial one-shot tournament back in like February or March. Actually, I don't remember when it was. It was like in June. I don't know why I thought it was in February. But like there was this one commentator, and like whenever he said anything, like he's doing really well, like the player would get like jinxed. Like he was like the worst jinxer like ever.
And we get the troll finish out of iMath. Nice. That was funny. And just like that, we have a second set victory for Itchy.
All right. Very, very interesting match so far. Itchy. This isn't exactly what it looks like, so you might look at this and say, "Oh, he's won 2 sets. iMathI's won none. This is like a total blowout." But it's really not, because when you just look at the individual like race records, Itchy has won 8, but iMathII has won 5. So like you can tell like iMathI's keeping.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a closer match than the set score, we'll say at this point, and we'll see if iMath can turn some of these course victories into set victories, get himself back into us. And he's taking us back to the desert. So
yeah. In case you forgot or you just joined, after the first 2 sets, the player's track will reset, so they can just pick whatever they want again.
Mm-hmm. And so that was
it ran really well for iMathII last time. Let's see if that holds true again.
Yeah, and another thing to pay attention to will be the shroom strats, because if you recall last time, iMath went with the conservative, the safe 3-0-0 strat. I believe Itchy was going for 2-0-1, if I recall, and he ended up getting caught out by the third train, or the second train on lap 3. And so we'll have to see if they change up what they do or if they stick to their guns. I don't see any reason for iMath to change, but we'll see if what Itchy decides to do.
Matthew looking like a very solid mushroom to start. Very solid start in general. Itchy's looking a little bit sloppier, but it's not a massive difference. But again,
No,
considering how close these two players are ranked, one tiny mistake can cost the entire thing. Itchy almost went inside the train tracks there, but luckily was saved.
And as you can see, I called it out at the start. He did switch up his shroom strat. He switched to a 3-0-0. And iMathII had a third. I didn't see what happened there at the end of the lap, but iMathII had a 34. Both of their 3 shroom laps were in the 34s, which.
Yeah, 34 flat from iMath and 34.27 from Itchy.
So yeah, iMath's still in the lead for sure. But and speaking of going inside, that almost looked like again Itchy was going to go inside the rail there.
Itchy's either playing it really risky or just getting lucky. Either way, it's still pretty good.
I think these 0 shroom laps are good. And look at this iMath with the he's going with the flat times 34.00 lap 1, 37.00 lap 2, and Itchy with the 36.95. So it is a 0.22 second race at the start of lap 3. Let's see. iMath gets outside the train. Itchy's train's gonna be in a little bit worse, but he also gets inside it. It's gonna come down.
It looks like iMath is gonna win this one unless he makes a terrible mistake, which is growing more and more unlikely.
Yeah, let's see. So 147.78. What was Itchy's lap like here? I think it's just gonna be 148 on the nose.
148 flat. Yeah.
So that's a tied. That was a tied lap 3. Then yeah, they tied lap 3. That's insane.
Dude. All right, that was the closest race so far, but it's still not the closest you could get.
No, definitely, and I wouldn't be shocked if we see one closer here today between these guys. But iMath has definitely found. I think Calamari Desert is something that we will see him come back to if there is a set 5, and because he's put up consistent 147s, which it's pretty hard to beat that.
And speaking of back to tracks, Itchy's going to Toad's Turnpike again. If you don't recall, iMathII hit multiple cars in his Toad's Turnpike run, and Itchy hit none. So Itchy's probably thinking, oh, he'll probably make a bunch of mistakes again, so I could easily profit off of that.
Well, and not even in addition to that, you have to remember how clean Itchy's run of Toad's Turnpike was the first time around. He was in the 232s, and he had almost a sub 51 opener, 0 shrooms, and which that's one I should point out. The shroom strats here, this is one of the few courses that the shroom strat is not just 1 shroom every lap typically. It's typically either 0-2-1 or 0-3-0 if you want that fast lap attempt as well. From what I remember, I believe Itchy did the 0-2-1 strat, and iMath's strat was vehicle dependent. So let's hope it's not that way this time. Little rail hit early for iMath, but
but very luckily avoiding the car.
Yes.
Itchy having some extremely clean lines.
Indeed, iMath did have a couple missed MTs in here, but nothing egregious by any means.
Yeah. Tiny mistakes don't really matter if there's a car hit. I'm probably gonna jinx someone hitting a car. Probably Matthew, but
yeah, I think Itchy feels pretty comfortable with this track, and now it looks like that's
all right, 51.25 for my Matthew.
And a 50-84 from Itchy. That opener's insane.
0.4 difference. 0.41 to be precise.
And like the crazy thing about that is iMath had a clean lap 1. Like that was a very good lap 1, and Itchy just hit even. And now I forgot about this. Itchy is using a slightly different shroom strat than what you'd see, say, in the world record attempt.
Might just be playing it safe, trying to get a cycle he's more comfortable with.
Yeah, because if you notice the shroom that iMath used, which is the more traditional spot, you have to angle pretty tightly inside one of the buses, and if you're slightly off and you bounce off that rail, there's basically zero chance of recovery. And it looked like iMath was going for the 3 shroom attempt there, and
50-23 lap from iMath, very good.
Yeah, and a 50-52 from Itchy.
It looks like it's basically a 0.1 difference now.
0.1, maybe even less. Yeah, it's like neck and neck here.
If either of these guys hits a car, they're screwed.
Definitely, that is definitely the case. I noticed iMath has been maybe having a couple more wall hits, so maybe Itchy picking up time there. We'll have to see. I'm really going to pay attention on these next couple turns and see.
Yeah, iMath's lines are looking slightly sloppier. Not to say that they're bad. They're actually like pretty good, but they're just like some more like very minor mistakes than Itchy's. Yeah, this is going to be another race that comes down to the wire.
Let's see. What's Itchy going to finish at? Oh my. Itchy wins it by 15 hundredths.
But yeah, 150 milliseconds. That's now the closest race we've had so far. This is just,
I only expect to make closer.
This really is just the match that keeps on giving, really.
It is. It really is. That's quite incredible to see times like that in one dries. Like this makes me happy for the current state of the Mario Kart 64 community, because I'm pretty sure both of these guys are fairly new to the community, and like I said, they're right in like the top 200 now. And as a matter of fact, everyone in Division 3 to that end, we have a lot of relatively new players, and they're climbing the ranks like wildfire. Like they're taking over by storm.
Except for me, sunglasses move.
Hey, you're just getting started. And iMath's taking us back to Sherbetland, and we do remember what happened there the last time we visited. We had
a very large win for iMathII. It was by several seconds. I don't remember exactly how many, but
yeah, Itchy had unfortunate things happen to him.
Yeah, iMathII is probably expecting a similar result at the very least.
And well, actually, as a matter of fact, remember the last time iMath ran this course, he PR'd, so he must be feeling very comfortable about it.
That is true. Last time he played at SL, so now he has some very good momentum coming from his last SL. So
let's see if it keeps up. Let's say I really want to see, like, because one of the things was a very aggressive crack jump lap 1, and that one's still fairly aggressive, but it wasn't like the last time.
Yeah, the last time was mega aggressive. Stuck with the crack, very good moments back. iMathII evading the penguin, hitting a wall a little bit. That kind of messes up his line, but overall, still doing pretty solid.
Yes, and he does correct for it. And let's see.
Right, 33.65 lap on iMathII.
And let's see, Itchy goes outside the penguin, being safe there. And he's at a 34-second lap, so that puts us at about a 0.4 differential.
0.3, losing 0.36 on that lap. Ooh, failing the crash jump. That is extremely awesome.
And our sponsor, Aquafina, paying another visit as we have another waterfall from Itchy.
Yeah. I bet Itchy felt really nice and refreshed when he fell into that water.
I'm sure. And
Ooh. The wombo combo shrooming into the wall, canceling the shroom, bounces into another wall into a penguin. This iMathI's got this race in the bag, basically.
yeah, and he had a very nice lap too. And yeah, this.
Yep, Itchy got penguined off. This is over.
Yes, this has just not been Itchy's course today. It's up to this point, and like I said, so going into set 5, if or I should say, if there is a set 5, we already know what iMath's strong picks are going to be. If we get to that point, it's gonna be Calamari Desert. It's gonna be Sherbet Land. We definitely will see those again if we get to a set 5. But
I think it's interesting how like how iMathI's 2 best courses, like climate wise, are like 2 polar opposites. Because like you have like SL, which is like really cold, and then you have Calamari Desert, which is like a desert and hot. Technically speaking, Antarctica is a desert, but we won't talk about that.
yes, indeed. And, I think maybe perhaps this is what players talk about when they refer to having a balanced timesheet. I don't know.
Dude, but imagine having a balanced timesheet. Can't relate, honestly.
And so Itchy is going to take us back to something he's much more comfortable with than the Penguin Lands. He's taking us back to Royal Raceway, which...
All right. Yeah, we're going to take some notes of some consistent picks here.
Yeah.
iMathII usually goes with KDSL. Itchy usually goes with TT, Royal Raceway. If this does go into set 5, if one of those players can win the other player's pick, then it can basically probably win them the whole thing, realistically.
Yes, that is a definite point. And remember, you know what? I actually like iMath's chances on Royal Raceway right now, because if you recall what happened last time, it was only it was like a 4/10-second difference. But remember, it was mostly because iMath had that really bad grass hit at the beginning of lap 2 that kind of killed his time there. Like, if he's able to race the entire course as cleanly as he did, everything aside from that one hit, I like his chances of being able to take Itchy down on one of his stronger courses here. But we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Thinking about it, this actually might not have been the best choice for Itchy, because the last time he played this track, he won it by a very marginal amount, and he only won because iMathII made a very minor mistake. So, if Matthew doesn't make mistakes, then he could flip back this course in his favor.
Yes,
also,
and right now...
it also looked like the desync was fixed, so hog.
Yeah, look at that. So, iMath is actually ahead by 1700s here so far.
Again, the tiniest mistakes can make the biggest of differences on this track. iMathII not having the cleanest hop over the hill, going a little bit wide, and not getting some extra grass time.
Yeah, and it
evens it up, really.
Yeah, and it actually, where it stemmed from is after the first turn, he tried to work in that extra MT, and it delayed his left turn. Yeah, he did. That is very true. But I think he's still ahead, from what I can see. And it's also, the other thing to remember, this was one of the reasons this was also close last time was Itchy did have a little bit of a sloppier lap 3, but iMath picks up another 1900s here, and so it's almost a 4/10 of a second lead for him.
iMath's lap actually looked uglier, so it's surprising to see him take a win there. Very clean hill hop from iMath, but hitting some grass. This is going to be down to the wire, folks. Both players going into the third mushroom. Looking pretty good for both players. iMathII kind of messing up the mini turbo there, but probably won't cost him too much time. It's getting a bonk off the wall.
Yeah, and I think iMath, as long as he doesn't have anything ridiculous happening on the final few turns, I think he's got this one.
Alright, iMathII having a
And as soon as I say that, he gets hit in the grass. He does cross the finish line, but what was it in time? It was not.
Oh, Robert!
The grass hit on the last turn, does it? Wow. That was all it took. And let's
my God, dude, I'm in tears.
before I continue on that, Itchy, I have to call out that sub 49 lap 3 was absolutely disgusting. But
yeah,
that
does that make the set? Yeah, 2-2.
also
Again.
the commentator's jinx. Exactly. I said as long as nothing happens. I
don't think we should talk. We should just not talk.
Yeah, commentating is actually overrated.
You know what? I kind of want Robert to win, so I'm just gonna mess up Itchy by jinxing him constantly.
we commentators are unbiased. So
well, okay. I forgot about that.
Let's not share those biases. You're gonna make Itchy kind of mad at you. So
okay.
In any case,
let's just say I want iMathII to have like a comeback story. Okay, let's just put it that way.
I'll just say I want a good match, and that's what we're getting. So let's keep it rolling. And iMath is taking us to Banshee Boardwalk again, and with that, if you recall last time, we had Itchy hitting the pillar in the bat house. I referenced that at the beginning of the first run through of that course, that it could be perhaps the hardest 4 mini turbo sequence in the game. And that angle just didn't fully line up for Itchy, and the pillar sent him bonking away.
A bonk, a donk, a donk.
Mm-hmm. So, and also I believe iMath had a very solid run of the course in his own right. So,
yeah.
Let's see how these players attack it. Another thing I didn't point out, like when we watched this before, was that the shroom spot can be very unforgiving, because these rails will cancel out your shroom if you're mushrooming and hit one. And so you have to be cautious with this shroom spot. It can be a weird angle because there's sloped ground and all that kind of stuff going on. And as we come up on the bat house, iMath gets through it cleanly.
For whatever reason. Yeah, about the like shroom canceling thing. Basically in this game, for whatever reason, if you use a mushroom while drifting, it's faster than just using a mushroom normally. But drifting on a turn that's at kind of a weird angle, different elevations, can produce interesting results. So that's why the shroom there can be so risky. iMathII having a pretty clean shroom. Looks like Itchy is playing it safe, not doing the shroom there, and instead opting to do it on the last couple turns.
Yes, which is actually, as a matter of fact, when you play the fast lap for this course, that is actually one of the shroom spots. And so let's see, where is this? So I didn't see what the first lap splits were, but I know the second lap, Itchy has gained 7 hundredths. I did not see what the lap one. I know Itchy's lap one was 37.44. I do not know what.
It's looking like this race is going to be down to the wire. This match really is delivering.
Actually, no. It appears Itchy's almost 2 seconds behind based on when they entered the bat house. So there must have been a wall hit or something that I missed on his side. But I think. Well, actually, I'm not accounting for the shroom, but
did use the shroom before the bat house, and Itchy didn't. But I don't think it's gonna matter Yeah, I'm actually taking this course home by 1.16 seconds, so exactly 1,160 milliseconds.
Yeah, I did not exactly see. Maybe Ichi will say something in the message here. I didn't see what happened to him on lap 1, but that does seem like a little. So I didn't see
on
if it was
lap
the wall hit or.
on lap 1, I think he like hit the wall in a weird way, and it kind of messed up his ankle.
Gotcha.
So.
In any case, that is another track win for iMath, and it takes him to his first solo set point, right? I think. First time he's been in a set point without competition.
Yeah,
'Cause
3-2 lead.
Yeah, because last
So,
time he was at a
choke.
3-3, so yeah. Apparently, that's what the short delay was. Ichi had his phone died, so rip.
All right, let's see what the next course pick is for Ichi.
Yeah. Let's see what courses we've gone through so far. I could see him taking us back to like. I could see him taking us back to like a Mario Raceway or something.
You could see him like go to like Wario Stadium. Didn't he win that earlier?
Yes, he did, but instead we're going to a course we have not seen yet today, which is Koopa
Cool.
Troopa Beach. New track in set 3. Nice. All right.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start explaining the track. So, Koopa Troopa Beach. A very tropical climate. Takes place on the western coast of Florida. Trust me, I've been there before. So at the beginning, there's this one like split pathway around the rock. It's slightly faster to go to the left side, and then towards the end of the track, about like 2/3 of the way, maybe, there's this little jump where you go off a ramp into a tunnel, and that like little shortcut by itself takes about like 5 seconds. So if you fail it, it's relatively easy, but if you fail it, you can have a very
Yes. All right. So we'll see. One of the things will be. I think at the skill level we're working with here, I don't think that they'll be necessarily missing tunnel jumps. I guess you never know, because spooky things can happen in one tries. But let's see. iMathII will be the first one coming up to one. He gets through the tunnel fine. As does Ichi.
landing the first tunnel jump, not tripping off it, playing it safe. Same thing with Itchy. Itchy hitting the wall. Ooh, canceling the shroom. That's a little bit of a time loss.
Yes, and we see that as about 0.4 second
jumping
lead for
on the
iMathII.
wall a little bit, but luckily not costing him any major time.
Oh, and iMathII misses a tunnel jump. He's gonna try to hop his way back up in there.
Yeah, going for the backup.
He's just it's not letting him back up.
Oh, I literally just cringed.
Oh, and he does finally get up, but
I don't think this will matter. I think Itchy ran away with this one, unless Itchy
Itchy would have to have a similar instance with the tunnel here, and if he plays it safe,
I'm pretty sure
he doesn't.
the only way for Itchy to lose here is if an asteroid were to land on Koopa Troopa Beach, killing Itchy in the process.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we get Itchy with the style finish with the crab hit.
Swag crab, dude. Swag crab. If you don't
wait.
do swag crab, just don't even talk to me.
You have a valid point. And so, we have our second 3-3 situation going on here.
All right, this could determine the entire match.
Yeah, and so
If Itchy wins this race, then he wins the whole thing. But if iMathII wins this race, then we'll have to go into 1 or 2 more sets.
Indeed. iMath tells me to shut up. These players won't be missing the tunnel. Yes, I am just iMath, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ooh, iMathII says he's still got his flap joker.
He does. He has the only remaining joker.
Yeah. At this point, he could lose the whole thing, so it might be worth it to use his flap joker here.
Yes, we'll have to see what the pick is.
Personally, I would use my flap joker here, but I'm not iMathII, so that's his choice, not mine.
Oh, good. We already have a comment of worst commentary ever. It's appreciated.
Thank you. I it's really an honor. That's the nicest compliment I've received in my one-day career.
The league is approved by the NTSC, gang. You have a point, Dot.
NTSC gang. Right. So I'm actually still. Ooh, WX flap. This is
Warrior.
interesting. This is interesting.
Yeah, remember the last time we ran Wario Stadium? You saw iMath actually accidentally use the fast slap shroom, and that was making me think maybe he's been running the fast slap recently.
Yeah, this is really a toss-up, and that happens to be a toss-up that determines the entire outcome of this match.
Yes, this very well. I mean, it will very well shape the match. It's either if Itchy wins, it is game set match for him. If iMath wins, we move on to set 4.
Not gonna lie, I think this is the best we've ever commented an MK64 match. Considering I've never done it before.
All right, so this match so far has been everything it was cracked up to be. Let's see what the players do here. Fairly clean first shroom by both of them.
There's a couple risky things you can do on this track, and I want to see if iMathII tries to play it risky to potentially increase his chances.
Yeah, right. Like the little switch around that would come up right here. He does kind of go for it, and
missing the MT, quite unfortunate. But looking pretty clean for both of these players.
Mm-hmm.
Just as I say that, iMathII having some slightly sloppy lines. Last stream coming up, iMathII has a little bit of struggle getting his drift out. All comes down to these last few turns.
Yeah, but iMath is ahead.
It does look like he's ahead, actually. We would need a massive mistake from him if he were to lose at this point.
And yeah, that's an iMath victory. And so we will be going on to a set 4.
1:15:05 from iMath. So yeah, congratulations, iMathII, on winning your first set. Only 2 more to go.
And so here we are. We're on set 4, and so far, hey, iMath, I didn't say that one. I didn't say that one. You can't blame me for that.
I'm just writing down like the individual set scores for personal reference.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I love to see the attempts at the switch around, or I can't remember what the term is for, but I can't spell. Yes, he can pick that. So
all right, now Itchy taking out his own track pool, going to Wario Stadium 3-lap. So we will be driving all 3 laps of this long and arduous course.
Yep, and this time it is allowed to be picked, even though it hasn't been a track reset since each player has access to the full track pool. So they can pick something that's been picked in a previous set before the reset happens.
Yeah.
And
as long as they haven't picked it. If the other person picks it, then it's fine.
Right. And so we are in set 4. We're in set 4. We have all the jokers have been used up, so everything from here on out will be classic 3-lap racing. Nothing weird. And so that's where we are. And let's see what happens. Now, last time, Itchy had a pretty large win on the 3-lap attempt, but as you saw, iMath's second time through here, he looked a lot cleaner on the fast lap attempt. And since they have just raced this, it's not like they're not prepared to face these lines. They were literally just on it, so. It's kind of funny to see the same thing back to back, but the main thing that killed iMath the first time around was when he went for the little switch around drift right about here. He got a little sent outside, but this time he gets through it cleanly.
Yeah, very nice from iMath. Itchy get a little sloppy.
Itchy did have one MT not go through there, but overall,
clean driving from both. iMath's looks a little bit nicer.
Let's see. So, yeah, I think there could be as much as about a second difference. I can't really tell. I was just judging by when they hopped off the hill there, but
yeah, there's an unfortunate desync right now. So
1:15:21 from iMath, 1:16:06 from Itchy. So iMath is up by about 0.8 seconds here. And oh no, and iMath gets caught on the wall. And he is forced to use a true there.
Walls can be kind of dumb in this game. They're not always consistent. Sometimes when you run into a wall, like nothing happens. Sometimes when you run into a wall, you get like stuck on it for a few seconds for whatever reason. And sometimes when you run into a wall, you like tumble. And then that's the worst.
And the funny thing is I think iMath experienced all 3 of those occurrences in that same wall hit.
Just as we said that, Itchy getting a tumble off the wall. That should basically even it out for iMath, or maybe even put him in the lead.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Itchy, because of the tumble, has used his third shroom, so now iMath does have shroom advantage. He does get bounced out a little bit by the wall there, but
at least he didn't tumble. That would have been costly. Itchy going kind of wide around the last turn. 116.79 from iMathII. Ooh, Itchy actually gaining about 0.3 there.
Yes,
which
means
going to come down to the final lap.
Yes, it's a half-second difference, but like I mentioned before, iMath has a shroom, Itchy does not. So,
but yeah, the situation right now kind of is if someone makes a major mistake, the other person wins. It's pretty much as simple as that.
Yep.
Ooh, iMathII kind of messing up the shroom.
Yes, but it was actually a smart call by iMath to pull out of that drift early because.
Yeah, or else he could have gotten stuck on the wall or tumbled.
Yeah, you will tumble if you try to hold that drift when you're at that angle.
But,
he held out of it, and so he didn't.
But like that like unclean shroom was like still better than just not shrooming. So iMathII probably did gain some time on Itchy there. Right. iMathII going over the ramp at 333. Itchy going over at 334. iMathII's looking to have about a second lead.
Yes, I believe that should be alright, and this should be an iMath victory then.
iMath 347.63. Itchy 348.62.
Almost exactly a second.
Almost. That kills me in my OCD, but whatever. It's fine. I get it. The players don't like me. Kappa.
Yeah, I didn't even call that out. Almost a sub 116 lap out of Itchy Shroomless. That's that means he was taking some pretty good lines. Yeah, absolutely. Nice Shroomless lap there out of Itchy. Nice run by both players.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get him a victory, but.
And I wondered when we come back to this, iMath is taking us back to Mario Raceway.
Wait, didn't we? Oh wait, never mind. We didn't. I got Mandela affected.
Yeah, no. So Mario Raceway, if I recall, in set 1,
iMathII did win it last time we played it. Yes.
iMathII won it because Itchy got caught on the wall in the lap 3 mushroom cut attempt.
Yeah.
Because he had fallen a little bit behind, so he went for the mushroom cut lap 3, and he got caught up in the flash wall.
It didn't work out for him, unfortunately, but it was a pretty smart play. Because like he probably could have gained that time back at the very least if he just did the risky cut, right? But unfortunately he didn't, and as a result he lost that Mario Raceway.
Yep, but let's see how the driving goes around this time.
Solid start from both players.
Well, the shortest courses in the game, of course. They're both taking the safe route. We'll see who takes the cleaner path around the rest and see if either player needs to think about risking that.
Solid from both players. Itchy having a slightly better hill jump than iMathII.
Yes, but iMathII was still up
1.5 there.
Yeah, 0.15.
iMathII risking it, and it does not pay off.
No, it does not.
What are you doing, man? Why did you?
Itchy can just play it safe for the rest of this, and it should be smooth sailing for him.
Now that I think about it, it kind of made sense because Matt's probably thinking like, oh, Itchy might go for the risky cut and make it, which would put him in the lead. So I'm going to go for the risky cut just to like try to extend my lead, but obviously didn't work out. But
right, and of course he goes for the risky cut lap 3 too, and once again it worked out unfortunately for him. And so this will be a runaway course for Itchy. So that's interesting to point out now that both times Mario Raceway has gone the way of the conservative player, interestingly enough.
Yeah. And also, so far this set, the player who picked the track actually did not win the track. So this might be a pattern we keep up. And Itchy technically has more picks this round. So if this pattern continues, iMathII will take home this set and make it 2-2.
Yeah, and I hadn't noticed iMath MTs, but Dotman just pointed out in the chat that iMath had missed 2 MTs in a row, and so he's trying to make up the time by doing the shroom cut. So that's where the decision came in.
That kind of makes sense.
And it's a completely understandable decision. Just yeah.
Dude, Dotman's pretty pog, honestly.
Can't argue with that. But let's see where we go next.
Rainbow Road it's looking like.
We're going with a Rainbow Road 3-lap. I might need to grab a pillow or something.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I might just take, like, a brief, like, 5.5 minute nap, you know? For those of you who don't understand, Rainbow Road is the longest course in the game. At the level these guys are at, it'll take about somewhere between 5 and 5.5 minutes to complete. So, and also Rainbow Road doesn't have that much going on in it. So, like, if you want to, like, grab a snack or something, this is your chance.
Yeah, Rainbow Road has some fun things going on with it because even though the course is at least monotonous in the sense that the track is just a rainbow repeated over and over again. Yeah, like I mentioned before, you have the chain chomps going around, which if you hit one, you have no idea where they're going to be, and they zigzag back and forth, and so they could be on a different side of the track than you used to if you hit one. We're not going to be seeing the shortcut we saw last time, obviously. But so you have that to deal with, and so we're just gonna be here for a solid 5 minutes, 10 seconds. iMath gets a pretty solid tran. Itchy's was okay, but not the best. Both players fine inside that first chomp. But yeah, this course, a lot of its time games come down to just ideal pathing around the course, lines.
And Matthew just barely dodging that chain chomp about pixels away. I think the model for the cart was just like barely clipping into the chain chomp model, but because hitboxes it didn't actually hit. And Matthew getting another close evasion, but what if you just like barely avoid a chain chomp? That means you probably lost a little bit of time. So, although these close,
both players get a fairly clean first shroom. Itchy did have a little bit of a wall hit at the end of his, but I think he still at least got the full duration of the shroom. Another fun thing about Rainbow Road is because of how long it is.
Wait, there's fun things about Rainbow Road?
It's subjective, but so with how long this course is and how little memory the memory packs can have, when you're actually racing this in time trials, if you're trying to, and that was a really close cut by iMath, I might point out, but when you're racing this in time trials, you're not going to be saving a ghost of this, because around lap 3, the game can't actually save the inputs of your controller anymore because of how long it is, so you actually are unable to save a ghost unless you're doing like a shortcut run or something like that. And
you can't save ghosts for shortcut runs. Well, I mean, if you're doing the normal jump, you can.
Well,
if you're
yeah,
doing the jump, you can't.
Yeah, the old shortcut I should specify, because the new shortcut makes you go out of bounds, so none of that. But I didn't call it on the trans, but once again, iMath did look to have a slightly cleaner tran than Itchy did, but both players got some variant of it, so.
I didn't get to mention because you were talking, but Itchy actually surprisingly gained 0.6 on iMathII lap 1. I didn't expect it to be that much of a difference, but here we are.
Okay, so Itchy was up 0.6. Nice. Good to know. Both players hit the wall a little bit after the shroom, but nothing egregious. Both players dodged the chomp.
iMathII looking to have some more wall hits than Itchy. Oh, and the wall bounces him into a chomp. Extremely costly hit. This, unless Itchy hits a chomp, then should be a runaway victory for Itchy. King Itchy. Sorry, I keep forgetting that.
Very true.
Itchy kind of messing up the descent, but iMathII messed it up a little bit too. So about even between the two players. Looks like King Itchy has a slight lead even with the desyncs, so I'm pretty sure Itchy's gonna win this one.
Yep, it would take a chomp hit from Itchy to...
It would take like a chomp hit and like a really bad recovery. Or like a horribly botched shroom, or like accidentally jumping off. But all those are pretty unlikely. King Itchy approaching the shroom. And he runs into the chomp. Oh my god.
There is an Itchy chomp hit. Oh, iMath hits the same chomp.
That one chomp hit literally just cost iMath the entire race.
iMath with the you commentators are sick. It would take a chomp hit from Itchy. Oh my. We really some people are saying we should just stop talking, and you know, maybe
it's not a bad idea. I mean, like, who actually wants to listen to me talk? Like, nah, just kidding. Self-deprecation jokes aren't funny. Yeah, 5-second win for King Itchy here.
Indeed, so he takes a 2-1 lead in the fourth set here.
Wait, hold up. I just thought about this. Why is his name King Itchy? Does that implies that he is the king of being itchy. If he is that itchy, then I think like he should like visit his doctor or something. Like a little problematic. Bark. Bark.
So let's see. Where is iMath going to take us next?
Yeah. He can't pick SL, KD, BB.
Wait, we could see.
Calamari Desert, Banshee Boardwalk, the tracks that he's usually falling back on.
Could we see a Moo Farm?
Oh yeah, we could see Moo Farm. That's right. But wait, no, Issue won last time, remember? So that would be very smart.
That's true. He could go regular Yoshi Valley, perhaps.
Yeah, that wouldn't.
If
Yoshi Valley has a lot of elements that can go very good or very bad, so that track's a toss-up.
Yeah, if we go by his best picks, it would probably be something. We could even see.
Ooh, he's picking MF again,
and he does pick Moo Farm. You know, perhaps he just got
last time.
He just got caught out by a couple unlucky moles the first time through it, and so.
Yeah. All right, can I just start a petition to ban Moo Farm? Like.
You can't just take. You can't just take away. You can't just take that away from him.
No, but think about it though. Moo Farm inflates or deflates people's average finish. Your average finish can be boosted by pure RNG. How do you think? How is that fair? How is that fair?
Well, it's not. Maybe the next patch will fix that. But
Yeah, true. I forgot that Nintendo's going to release patches for their 24-year-old game. 24 years old, I think. I don't actually know.
close enough. In any case, we're going back to the farm. We're gonna see.
Moo.
We'll see if iMath is a little gun shy with the moles. We're gonna see. We'll see what happens. I project largely outside lines, although we did see, remember, even after iMath had hit a mole, Itchy took like the second and third sets of moles very riskily on lap 2.
And Matthew, oh, it looked like he was going to play the moles risky, but he didn't. Matt's going inside of a mole, gaining a little bit of time. 25-36 lap 1. Itchy having a pretty wide shroom.
Yes, both players went very wide. They don't want to end a run and on a mole, but
Itchy losing about 0.5 on that lap 1. If iMathII keeps this pace up, he can make it 2-2.
And iMath did go for a hole there, but luckily the RNG was in his favor. So that's a 25.84 lap 2 for him. And Itchy does just stay outside of that last mole in the third set. And iMath gains another few hundreds.
So if one of them hits a mole, they basically automatically lost. Itchy playing it safe using the shroom on the first turn. That's one of the fast lap shrooms. And it looks like iMath is winning it with a 1:17.27.
We'll see here, but I believe that to be the case. And yes, Itchy does unfortunately bonk against a pillar, and that will seal it.
Yep.
So we are tied in set 4.
I don't know if iMathII has car insurance, but if he doesn't, then I'm glad he didn't hit any moles this time.
Yes, that's what we like to see. We like to see no mole percent. And it appears we are getting ready for some major console lag. We are going to DK Jungle Parkway. I'll let you give them the countdown this time, because this is a course we haven't seen yet. And we're going to do a little bit of a description. So this course is actually another one where you don't get to save ghosts, because anytime you drive through the grass on this course, which the most ideal lines require, you get coconuts thrown at you out of the jungle by the natives of DK Jungle Parkway. You have a ramp jump over the river early on in the course that if you happen to go too far left, you won't make it across and probably get respawned back before the ramp, which that can cost you as much as like 13 seconds or so.
Yeah, and you know how you get like coconuts thrown at you when you go in the grass? We never actually know who throws them.
Oh, you didn't count them, I meant.
Like, who throws the coconut? Like, this is like probably the biggest video game mystery of all time. Like, I personally need to know who throws the coconuts. I don't think I'll be able to die happy without knowing who throws the coconuts. Does chat have any theories on who throws the coconuts?
I think they're all Funky Kong, but I could be wrong. But yeah, and I guess the last element of this course I should point out is at the very end, there is a nice little hill that you can go inside and hop up in order to save some time. But if you hop too far to the left, you'll actually tumble and get sent all the way back down.
Yeah. If you've watched Summoning Sultan's recent video, then you know about that. I probably shouldn't have spoiled it, but it's like 2 weeks old by now, so.
So both players going inside and underneath the ramp there.
iMathII playing the cannon jump pretty safe. Itchy
Yes, he
risking
was.
it.
So yeah, Itchy does jump out to the early lead here due to that. Yeah, if all else is equal, then Itchy may just end up winning just based on ramp jumps.
Pretty costly mistakes.
So yeah, that is nearly a 3-second differential.
Lead for Itchy, but remember, this track is very, very inconsistent, so this could still go either way. Itchy very close on that cannon jump, but luckily making it.
And both players make the ramp jump across safely.
iMathII's having some sloppy lines.
He's getting a lot of coconut hits, actually.
And this isn't going to help him. Oh, iMathII. Spending some time in the grass. They call him the lawnmower. And yeah, another 3-second lap win for Itchy.
So I'd say
if
unless
it fails the cannon jump, it's back to iMathII. Unless iMathII fails it too. That's
about the only way, and Itchy plays it more safe, and iMath plays it risky, and doesn't quite make it.
All right, so it looks like Itchy's going to make the set 3-2. I think iMathI's just memeing at this point.
Yeah, I said, to be fair, I said if Itchy fails the jump.
Poor iMathII, dude.
Now he's just doing this to meme me.
Pause at this point, take the DNF, because...
Yeah, sorry. If you heard that, I was talking about Itchy failing it, but in any case. That will take us to set and match point for Itchy. And we get the official DNF from iMath there.
A dunf. I'm calling it a dunf now. There's nothing you can do about it.
And the important and the thing here is iMath does get to pick in an attempt to tie it up.
Yeah.
But in order for, if iMath wanted to extend this to a set 5, he will have to win on Itchy's last pick.
If Itchy wins this race, he wins the whole thing. No pressure, but
yeah. But I will be interested to see where iMath is going to take us. He's taking us to Luigi Raceway, which I was just looking at his ranks. Luigi Raceway is one of iMath's best courses. So it actually does not surprise me to see that. And since this is one we haven't seen really, it's pretty standard driving. The only points to really point out are the shroom spots towards the end of the course. Typically, players will try for a 1-2-0 shroom strat, and on the first shroom, when you're going around the brick wall, if you actually manage to glance off the wall as you released your boost and the shroom ends, you can actually get what we call a mystery boost, and that can actually shave quite a decent amount of time. We'll have to see if these players attempt that. There's also the chance the players could attempt some sort of 0-3-0 strat. I'm not 100% familiar with which strat these players use on LR, but we shall see. This could be the match deciding course.
Yeah. And the entire roadway is relatively skinny, and it's all surrounded by sand or grass. And just barely hitting some of that sand or grass can make a huge difference, especially considering how driving based this course is, and how like little room for error there is. It's like iMathII will either be doing 2-1-0. Oh no, it looks like a 1-2-0 from both players.
Yes, and iMathII has about a 0.3 of a second lead after lap 1.
He got a 33.69. That's a funny number.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I believe iMathII did get the mystery boost there, in fact. So that could have contributed to it.
Very clean turn from iMathII. I thought he was going to hit the wall for a second and get stuck, but he didn't.
Oh, and iMathII does hit the wall on his second shroom.
Ooh,
that's going to cost him some
canceling
time.
the shroom. Very costly for iMathII.
That costs about 0.6 again, so it's about a second difference at this point.
Yeah. As long as iMathII doesn't make any major errors.
Okay. Now you're just memeing on him. That's getting. We said we were gonna stop doing that.
iMathII is off to a huge lead. There's no way iMathII can win.
That's the other. I wasn't suggesting to go that way, but
it's a reverse jinx.
And so iMathII does take it, and he's forcing a course 7 with the sub 141 time.
iMathII did play in the sand at the end there a little bit. It cut iMathII's lead to about a little less than a half second, but didn't matter in the end. 3-3 set.
Yes. All right. Let's make a statement right here. I think this is something we need to say as commentators. We are not saying anymore unless X player makes a massive mistake lines. We're not doing that anymore. We're stopping this. No more.
Yeah.
And
okay.
for our last course of set 4, iMathII is taking us to more variants in Bowser's Castle.
This is a massive toss-up. There are so many things that can go wrong on this course. You can get stuck in the grass, you can get stuck on a wall, you can hit a thwomp, you can fall in the lava. There's so much that could go wrong on this course that even if you make a big mistake, you could still win.
Yes, and the thwomps run on a cycle. But remember, if any of those things happen to you, the cycle gets shifted and you don't really know where you are. And also, players normally would have a ghost on this course that distracts the homing thwomps in the first major, or in the second major thwomp room. But since no ghosts are on one tries, we will not have that. And so the players will likely take a safer route around the outside to the left, just so that they don't get smashed by those ones. Both players with fairly clean first shrooms. Yeah, those shrooms can be a little shaky too. So iMathII takes the inside path.
iMathII hitting a thwomp
and
already.
iMathII hits the homing thwomps, and that gives an early lead to iMathII here. iMathII does get hung up a little bit after the
not losing too much time though. Now you might be thinking, oh, that spiral wasn't very clean. You need to take the tightest line. Well, taking the tightest line on that spiral is like literally impossible. That I don't know why they just made the spiral like, and intended they were probably thinking, oh, what if we made the spiral but like really hard? And then someone was like, oh wow, that's a great idea. And then on the Japanese 1.0 version of the game, there's actually a little spot in the wall in the spiral where you can clip out of bounds. But luckily neither of those players are using the Japanese 1.0.
Yes, and we do have to take a quick time out here because 2 updates. First of all, iMathII was up 4 seconds after lap 1, and second of all, iMathII did go through a second thwomp hit.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate.
So just looking for clean play from iMathII. And iMathII gets stomped by the homing thwomp.
Oh,
and I mean stomped.
that
And
was
I
very
actually don't know
costly.
where Itchy is right now because I have him
That
freeze
could
on his
return the
stream.
balance. That could equalize this race. Unless Itchy made some mistake that we don't know about because his stream froze XD. iMathII with a 203.92.
Yeah, so we have a 203.92 from iMath. I don't know. Itchy gets
Itchy is reporting that I got a 209.66. So iMathII will be taking the second set.
so literally I Abney like he says, Itchy he did a pause on the vote count. He's trying to find the mysterious hidden votes for the yeah, I love how even when I don't say as long as the player doesn't make an egregious mistake, I just say we need clean driving from iMath. In literally the second that sentence comes out of my mouth, he gets stopped. Like it just can't get away from us, can it?
Dude, I just thought of a genius idea for a funny meme. Like, if iMathII eventually, like, ends up, like, taking, like, the third set, we could do, like, stop the count, and that's a screenshot of Itchy having a 2-0 lead.
Yes. Political memes.
It's...
Oh, wait, will I come back tomorrow for set 4 to be certified? Are you kidding me? No, this is Nevada. That won't happen.
I mean...
Yeah, so Itchy did get 209.66. I don't know if we're going to get his stream back. Or what the status on that is. But we are currently at 2-2 in the set count. Okay, Itchy stream is back. Good.
Pog. Alright, and this also means that the track pool resets. We will, from iMathII, we'll probably see Banshee Boardwalk, Sherbet Land, Calamari Desert. From Itchy, we'll probably see Royal Raceway. There was another track, but I forgot what it was.
We could vary based on how DK just went. I would suspect DK Jungle Parkway again. I would suspect maybe Toad's Turnpike again out of Itchy. And so Itchy does get first pick. Yes, he does.
And remember, these guys don't have any more jokers, so...
And as soon as it gets out of my mouth, Itchy is taking us to Toad's Turnpike with his first pick. And remember, this is the part we talked about where if nobody is able to win the other player's track, then it'll just end up being Itchy's victory, because he does, since he lost the last set, he gets the majority of track picks. Somebody is going... If iMath wants to win it, he will have to steal at least one of Itchy's tracks.
If someone steals like the other person's track pick, like so for example, since Itchy's picking Toad's Turnpike and then iMathII wins Toad's Turnpike, then that'll be huge for him. So if you can manage to like flip a course in your favor, then it'll greatly increase your chances of winning.
Yep, and the strategy is pretty... Like I said, so Itchy, since Itchy gets 4 track picks in these 7, Itchy could just win by taking all of his courses. That would be the long way to do it, but he doesn't have to win any of iMath's picks. iMath does have to win one of Itchy's if he's going to take this. And we have seen that happen. As a matter of fact, we've seen a couple sets that started off with players only winning the opposite player's picks, which, if that ends up happening, that works in iMath's favor.
True.
So we'll see who's able to win off of who. And we're done commentator jinxing, I swear.
Alright, so we need some very clean driving from both players.
And iMath uses an earlier shroom on lap 1 because he did get caught up on the rail a little bit.
Those kind of make sense for the situation.
Did get himself back up to speed. And the thing with Toad's Turnpike, with the way it's all designed, is like any shroom can be a good shroom as long as it's around one of the corners. If you did it on, if you used a shroom on a straightaway, unless it's after a vehicle hit, it's kind of trolling. And so iMath is up about 1300ths of a second after lap 1, but remember that iMath did use a shroom and Itchy did not. And iMath narrowly dodges that car on the end of his second shroom. Itchy has used his first shroom now in the typical shroom spot.
iMathII having some slightly sloppy lines.
He's having some mini turbo issues is what it looked like, actually. And so iMath is now out of shrooms. Itchy still has 2. There's the desync, but and so iMath gained another half second.
0.5 lead on Itchy after that lap, but remember, Itchy only used, but Matthew used 2 shrooms that lap, Itchy's none, so unless we have a Itchy car hit, then he should take it home.
Yeah, so we're at about, like, it was a 0.6 second lead for iMath. Itchy does have shroom advantage here, so he can get a good shroom. Looks like he's maybe saving it for the last turn, which that last
Not a bad
turn,
play, just in case you do hit a car.
those vehicles can be a pain to get
We'll
around.
have to squeeze between these 2 vehicles, but lucky man just to make it.
Oh, and he hits a truck.
Oh, he hit the truck on the very ending. Oh my god, what a finish. What a finish.
And because of the unfortunate truck hit, that does mean iMath takes one of Itchy's picks. And so now the position is reversed. iMath can just win his picks to win. Itchy has to now steal one of iMath's picks.
Yeah, so this is huge for iMath because he wins and then he gets another pick which he's also likely to win. So he could go 2-0 instead of 1-1, which is huge for obvious reasons. And iMathII with an expected pick going to Calamari Desert.
Alright, yep, as expected. And so far, from what we've seen 147s out of iMath both times on this course. And we've seen 1 unfortunate train hit out of Itchy the first time through, and I believe, was he 148 right on the nose the second time through, I think was his time. I think that's what he hit, which means he definitely did come through better the second time through, and he switched to they had both switched to the 3-0-0 time strat now, or shroom strat. Now, the thing to look at, are they going to stick with 3-0-0 again, or will Itchy try to go back to like either that 2-0-1 that he tried before, or could even theoretically switch to 2-1-0? What to see what they decide to do. And it looked like iMath may have gotten caught up a little bit.
Shroom a little, yeah.
He got caught up on the hills a little, so he had to shroom later because of that.
Looks like Itchy is going with the 3-0-0.
Yeah, I think
iMath will doing the same.
Yeah, and I think Itchy got caught up that little sloped sand between the rail. I think he got a little bit caught up in that. I don't know how bad. So 34.79, 34.63.
iMathII's surprisingly getting about 1600ths of a second there. iMathII going a little wide around the turn. Potentially losing some time.
But
King Itchy always makes me nervous because he always gets like so close to being inside the rails. Yeah, if you slightly misalign that turn like right after the train tracks, you can get stuck inside the rails and then you have to turn around and go out, and then it costs a lot of time. If that happens to you, you're screwed.
After 2 laps, iMath is up by 0.12. So lap 3 is gonna be huge for both.
Yeah, one mistake from either of them will maybe lose them.
Both players get around the lap 3 train.
Ooh, I think iMath hits some sand while getting around it.
I didn't quite catch who got around it cleaner, but they both did get around.
Ooh, iMathII having some mini turbo trouble going into the sand.
Oh, but he does. He does still take. He had a.
He just barely messed up with the finish, and with that, it's going to be 2-0 to iMathII.
Indeed, it is, and so this is even looking. It's reminiscent of set 1, I believe, is the one that iMath jumped out to the early 2-0 lead. But we shall see how this one continues.
Will we see another iMathII choke, or will iMathII continue the streak of dominance and take home both the set and the entire match?
And as expected,
Royal Raceway again. It makes sense considering when on paper it makes sense. Okay, Itchy's won it the last 2 times. Obvious choice. It seems to be working for him. But remember, both of those times he won by extremely small margins because iMathII made very minor mistakes. So if Mathy steps up, doesn't make those mistakes, or Itchy makes a mistake himself, then Matthew could flip yet another track pick in his favor.
Yeah, so here I think the strat here, because we have kind of commentators cursed it a little bit. I think the strat, what we're gonna do is when we get to lap 3, I will state what the differential is at lap 3, and then let's just not say anything again until either something actually happens or a player crosses the the players cross the finish line. We're not gonna let this happen on this again. We're not. And she gets a strong hop over the grass hill. iMath does as well. Both players' early lines looking pretty solid. Clean shroom from Itchy. iMath does clip the wall on the shroom.
Oh yeah, canceling a shroom. Huge time loss. Itchy does go in the grass on the mountain a little bit, but won't cause too much time.
So let's see, we see a 49.39 out of Itchy, 49.83 out of iMath. It's about a half second, and there was some grass clipping going on, yeah.
We got the lawnmower over here.
Clean shroom out of Itchy there on lap 2. And this time, iMath does get through the shroom cleanly.
iMathII having a little bit of mini turbo trouble. Won't cost him too much time.
So 49.37 out of Itchy. and 49.70 out of iMath, so that puts us at about maybe a 1 second differential.
At this point, iMathII needs. Oh, I didn't even finish the statement, and I jinxed him already. But yeah, looking like Itchy's gonna take this one home, unless he falls off. Unless he falls off on the ramp, which won't happen, unless he's an idiot.
Hey.
Oh. And for Itchy, a 228.05. And for iMathII, a 230.30.
And so Itchy does win back his track here, and that makes it 2-1. You see, I could have sworn I did say that we weren't going to say anything after I made the lap 3 time differential call, but
okay, listen. I was trying to say iMathII needs really good driving if he wants to catch up. I technically speaking, I didn't even finish the statement, so it's not a jinx.
Yes, and we are going back. iMath, unsurprisingly, is taking us to Sherbet Land, and we'll see if Itchy can stop scratching his itch of falling into the icy water. Is there another one after this one? Let me tell you when the next one is, if there is another speed gaming match scheduled.
I do believe there was a match in some other game, don't know what, planned for on Speed Gaming 2, but it got moved to Speed Gaming 3 because we took so long.
Yeah, I will check that again after this.
iMathII starting off with a very aggressive crack jump, playing a little bit safer on the second one.
Mm-hmm. And
but
both get through the first room cleanly.
But yeah, if you're not here for Mario Kart 64, check Speed Gaming 3.
And that is a lead for iMath. I didn't catch exactly how much, but
as expected,
oh, and iMath has a penguin hit inside the cave. That's gonna hurt. And he does have to burn his third shroom. And even still, he will still be losing almost 2 seconds. And so this course,
not over yet. Itchy can still.
The ball is in Itchy's court here. And he gets through the cave cleanly. So it just comes down to this last jump. He gets over the crack. And he gets over that crack. And that will be another
shocking win.
Another take. And so
making
now they
set 2-2.
Each player is now taking one of each other's courses, and this is going just as back and forth as the rankings would have you believe it should. Itchy made that way too interesting at the end. You know, I was like, that's why I was kind of holding my breath there. I had to watch that last turn, but
yeah, for a second I thought that he just maybe might mess up the tiny little crack jump or like mess up the swag finish. Dude, imagine losing the entire thing because you mess up a swag finish. That would be like anti-swag.
Now, let's see. There's not another one try league match scheduled on SpeedGaming in the future yet. There will be. I know for a fact my match next week will end up being on it. And Itchy is taking us back to Wario Stadium. Which, if I recall, didn't iMath actually take the last 3-lap run of this course?
That is correct. So risky pick from Itchy. King
Yeah,
Itchy. I keep forgetting. What's
Well-
wrong with me, dude?
Well, risky maybe so, but at the same time, he did win it by a pretty decent margin on the first time through. And I think this is a course he just feels very comfortable on, and he believes that even though he did come up short on one throw of it, he believes he can come back with a strong performance this time around. Because I know the first time through, Itchy went very cleanly through Wario Stadium the first time through. So we'll have to see if he can revisit it more like that. This is one of those, you just kind of sit back and watch. There's not a whole lot to talk about while this is going through. We have a clean shroom out of Itchy. And a little wall hit out of iMath, but he does get the full value of the shroom. And I think it's quite tight right now. It's maybe only a few tenths separating. And Itchy with a 1:15.34 opener. And 1:15.62 from iMath, so less than 3 tenths between these two players. And on a course of this length, that means it's still very much anybody's. Any course with a 3/10 differential after lap 1 would be anybody's, but especially on a lengthy one like this. Another clean shroom out of Itchy. And iMath follows suit. And so far, there hasn't been anything too crazy to talk about. There's been maybe some missed mini turbos here and there, but that's not really anything. Like, both players have just been driving solid. Not much to comment on other than we'll just have to see where they are here after lap 2. A 1:16.01 out of Itchy, and a 1:15.64. So I think iMath might be ahead by about the slimmest of margins, if I'm doing my math properly. It might only be a couple hundredths, actually.
Hey, a couple hundredths could be all the difference, considering how closely ranked these guys are.
Mm-hmm. This is a very tight contest. Itchy with a very tight shroom that works out well for him. iMath goes a little bit wider, but still good shrooms from both.
I'm after getting the difficult MT there.
Yes, he does, and That could honestly, even something like that could be enough to sway the difference in this course. Well, to see where we're at the jump. Is she jumping at like 333? Oh no! And iMath jumps way right, and it gets a devastating wall hit and a tumble.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah, risky MT unfortunately cost him there.
Yeah,
but I mean, I can't really I can't really fault him because he's hit it every time it's been played tonight. Yeah, I think he's hit that MT. I'm fairly certain. That's the first time I really recall seeing him miss it. But it moves us into set point for Itchy here in set 5.
Yeah. And yeah, just because of that mistake from iMathII, that single mistake might have just won Itchy. For Itchy.
It very well could be, but that we'll have to see where iMath is taking us. If he keeps up with winning his own course here, that's what he needs to do to prolong set 5 if he wants to take this one home. And if you're Itchy, you would like to close it out on this one and maybe steal yet another course from iMath. But even if you don't,
likely be going. Just as I was about to say, we will be going to Banshee Boardwalk.
Yep.
Sensible pick. iMathII is 2-0 on this track, so
yeah,
I actually want to keep the streak out.
And so, yeah, if you're iMath, obviously, you know it's already written in stone what you have to do. You have to win this, and you have to... We won't even really get into the next one, but you also have to win whatever Itchy picks. Itchy, you would like to be able to take this one here on Banshee, but even if you don't, you already know you have something in mind what you're going to pick confidently for the deciding course. You should have something you feel confident about, which, in my mind, that's probably DK Jungle Parkway. That's probably, if we get to a set 7, that might be where he goes.
A set 7? It's
or a match 7, or course 7.
Likely story. Likely story.
I have a feeling that's where we would see Itchy take us if he doesn't get it here. Another thing to remember, Itchy has been using some interesting shroom strats on Banshee. He's had some water.
Yeah,
he had one water.
He hasn't done the normal shroom. Yeah, he shroomed on the last turn, which is still an optimal shroom spot. It's just not as good as the normal shroom. So.
Right, and so iMath is using that shroom, and so he'll have a little bit of a lead now until Itchy uses his. And I think Itchy did clip a wall a little bit there. And so, yeah, iMath opened up by almost a full second here. And so, this is another one. This is completely in his control right now, is the destiny of this course. And he does have a little bit of a wall bonk there. And the thing is, they look about even on the map right now, but do remember that Itchy start came through early, and iMath gained another 0.7 of a second there. So it's almost a 2-second lead for him at this point. He does get a little wall bonk on that shroom there. And we'll see. I think this is going to come pretty close. And wow.
Oh, iMathII.
iMath scared me with that last MT. That last MT almost sent him.
Yeah, that wall bonk
packing.
for a second, I thought he was like gonna get stuck, and then like
I thought even worse. I thought he was ending up in the water. That was a game of pixels. And now it's come down to where I kind of thought this match was going to come down to when I saw how closely this players started off. And where is ichii going to take us for 7? I know what my projection is, but I'm going to hold my tongue because I don't want to
me
have an
too.
influence. And a little bit interesting to me that this is what ichii picks, but ichii is taking us. I mean, he did drive it well, but ichii for the final course is taking us to one of the most infamous courses in Mario Kart. Again, he's taking us to Rainbow Road.
How fitting that the final course is the one.
And this is
Amazing
for all the marbles, 3-3 set score, 2-2 match score. Rainbow Road, longest course in the game, is the deciding pick. And
Whoever wins this race wins the entire thing. No pressure, but
now if he wins this, no harm, no foul. But if iMath comes out ahead on Rainbow Road, if you're ichii, my thought is like, I really think, unless he didn't feel confident about pulling out DK 2 times in a row, I don't know. But I really feel like DK would have been the strongest pick for him there. But we shall see how this one pays off. iMath looked like he got a very good tran. I didn't see ichii's tran because of the desync, but quite honestly, this course is just a game of avoiding chomps. I mean, obviously, driving good lines comes first, and ichii is pixels off hitting that one. iMath a little wider of it, but both players get through that chomp okay. First set of the 3 chomps has come and gone, and we have no fatalities. I think it's more so the ones on laps 2 and 3 that perhaps are the more troublesome ones.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, well, the one, if you're at a weird angle, the one at the end of lap 1 can be a bit of a bother, perhaps.
Yeah.
So far, both players looking good. It's like, I can tell to some degree how tight players are playing this, but honestly, I don't have the best judge, I'm telling, on this course until I see the lap times, what the separation between the players are, especially when there's desync. And iMath is the first chomp fatality, and ichii had 140.93. iMath's going to be around 144. And he has to slow down a little bit on the tran.
that chomp hit may have single-handedly cost iMathII the entire thing.
We'll have to see. And he does have a little bit of... that was just a little streamline. We'll see if ichii keeps his game clean, or if he too falls victim to one of these chomps.
Last time we played Rainbow Road, ichii did hit a chomp. So if ichii hits that chomp again, if he doesn't learn from his mistakes, then iMathII can flip it back in his favor, then end up winning.
Yeah, remember, iMath did, because of the chomp hit, spend an extra shroom, so Itchy will have a shroom advantage here. He'll get to use the ideal shroom spot, but actually, this may be the course where that's least of an issue because
Yeah, shims on this track don't save much time. On some tracks, shims save a lot of time because you're cutting through off-rotating tighter lines. But in other spots, the mushroom's just a speed boost. It's really not too effective.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. Those slopes can be a pain going up without a shroom. They definitely can on this course. Oh, sorry. I should... This is hard to have the commentary stream, and that someone was asking about what an MT is. So, if you notice here, when the players are kind of sliding back and forth, the color of the smoke will change from white to yellow and to eventually to orange. And if the player charges that all the way up to orange and then releases the boost, they'll get a speed increase for a short amount of time.
Yeah, we call that a mini turbo, or we just usually call it an MT because it's shorter.
And actually, in the chat, we have Dotman with the sideline commentator jinx active saying Itchy just has to play it safe and he has this.
He does have a point there.
He does, but he's trying to put on the commentator jinx even when I don't say anything. And Itchy comes very close to that chomp right there. Dotman almost did it. And
I don't know why Dotman wants to like commentate. They're like, we're like the best commentators to like ever exist in the video game. Those players successfully avoiding the chomp. I still think there is one more chomp in Itchy's path, but...
And there it is!
Oh my god! Oh my gosh, folks.
No sooner does he say it, and that chomp gets him. This could swing the match.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to come down to the end here. Because I think iMath has been picking up time. This is going to be very tight.
I think Itchy has a very slight lead, but...
Or Itchy started early, so he might not. Or, well, he didn't start early, but the desync causes him to be early. Maybe? No, it does still go to Itchy. By 2 seconds.
Dang. What a finish.
That was intense. Oh my. That was a match.
That was the closest match I've watched so far. I haven't actually watched any matches so far, but that was pretty freaking close.
A 2.5 hour marathon. I couldn't have said it better myself. Let's see if anybody wants to participate in any post game here.
I have an invite ready.
Yeah, here I can. You can.
I'm sending.
Yeah, just send it in there.
Hello?
What's
Yes.
what's up, iMath?
iMath, Roman numeral for 2.
Yes, well, wait 1 second until we see if we have Itchy coming as well. Give that 1 second. Is he coming?
I certainly hope so. But then again, he's on his phone, maybe.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He is typing.
You should do it in the
Yeah, we can try it. Get him in here. 1 second. Support the troops, indeed. That's something. That's a very, very good point. Sorry for the short delay here while we wait for Itchy to join us so that we have both players in here for post-game. But yeah. Welcome, Itchy. You here?
Hello.
Itchy.
Hey, what's up? Yep.
Gosh, dude, that match was insane.
GG, dude.
Yeah.
That was,
GG.
that was crazy, honestly.
GG to both of you. That was probably, I swear, every match that I've either commentated or played in this year has felt like the best match I've seen all year. But this one, like, I knew you guys were close in ranking, and then I pulled up the Mario Kart 64 site, and I see 191, 194. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, this has potential to legitimately be the best match of the year, and you guys did not disappoint. What do we got first takes on? I guess iMath first.
So just my general thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, I'm glad the chomps evened out on Rainbow Road, so it came down to just driving. I think that was fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Truly was the finish we deserved.
Another thing, I'm glad we got that double Peach matchup. Peach is underrepresented in MK64.
Matthias would be proud.
Hell yeah.
I will admit Peach is underrepresented, but I do have to say that Yoshi is superior. I'm sorry.
Yoshi
yes.
does have the best sounds, but Yoshi's neck is just too distracting.
Yeah, Yoshi's the least annoying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised he hasn't broken his neck.
Yeah, he's got it going 90 degrees plus.
Dude, in Mario Kart Super Circuit, it's even worse.
Oh my god, yeah.
He goes past 90 degrees.
Now,
Anyways,
so Itchy, how did you feel? Like your first thoughts on it?
On the match in general,
Yeah.
at first, I mean that first set, I haven't played in a kind of rusty. Tried, I guess, to knock some of the rust off a few hours before the match, but that first set, I just felt certain I was gonna lose. I think did I take set one or no?
Yeah,
yeah.
because iMath sprung out to that early 2-0 lead, and then you came roaring back, and to make it 3-2, I think, because that first one went to 7 courses as well.
And no, at the end, I mean, after that, I can tell you, after that last chomp hit or that on this last Rainbow Road attempt, hit that chomp, I was shaking for the rest of the race.
Well, right, because that was yet another occurrence of the commentator's curse, because Flanders over here had the comment of, I think Itchy has one more chomp in his path. Whack.
Yeah.
So
I would have felt really bad if you lost because of that, but luckily you didn't. So.
And no,
So, yeah.
Rainbow Road is a pretty strong course for me. I felt confident even after hitting the a chomp on the first 3-lap Rainbow Road we did. I still felt pretty confident, but
Yeah.
But I think I would have. I think I may have PR'd if I didn't hit that. I don't know. It would have been close.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. What? Let me see, because your PR is, if this will pop up. Your PR is 503. So yeah. If your lap 3 is on pace with 1 and 2, that's easily PR. Yep. Well, no, I shouldn't say easily, but it is PRable. And yeah, it did look like, because your lap times were coming in the sub 141s and iMaths were just a little higher than that. It did look like. I'm glad we kept you up till 5 a.m. Hopefully it wasn't something more.
No, it was.
So yeah, I did notice that. Now, yeah, because this was the thing that interested me with you, Ichi. I thought for sure, if set 5 went to a course 7, I thought for sure that DK was going to be the pick to come out.
That DK was I was worried about that DK. I'm not normally that consistent with it, so that was a pretty rare 3-lap for me. So I wasn't going to go back at all.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's kind of, I think finders will agree. Like that was one of the things I reasoned. I was like, maybe it was kind of a one-off thing, and you felt like a little unconfident with doing that again.
That
So
was a very lucky 3-lap.
I feel like DK is just a forbidden pick in one tries. Like, it's just so ridiculous.
It's like,
Now-
it's like,
I'm sorry. Go on. You finish your thought.
no, I can't even remember. Yeah, no, I can't remember. It was something. It'll come back.
Gotcha. Now, one course we definitely have to mention is Sherbertland, because on one side, Itchy couldn't stay out of the water, and on the other side, we had massive congrats to iMath for getting his first sub 140. So I noticed, especially during that run, you were taking some massive crack jumps. So where did that run come from?
I mean, I guess when you take the crack jump, sometimes you go a little tighter, you go a little wider. That run, I happened to go a little tighter, and I also happened to not fall in the water. So that stuff played out well for me, and the rest of the driving was very nice. It was a very clean run.
Yeah, I gotta say props to you. That was very well run. Congrats on the PR.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and let's see. So set 2, I believe. Set 2 was the one with the insane usage of jokers, if I recall.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one with the shortcuts.
Didn't we use like 3 out of 4 jokers on set 2?
Yes, there were, because... Oh, wait, yeah, because that's the one I had to bring up. In set 2, we had Itchy nonchalantly pull out the 3 out of 3 new Rainbow Road shortcut.
That was
out
insane.
of nowhere.
Holy crap.
No, that's the thing. Is that's why I practice that trick so much. The easy setup for it, because of this one try stuff. I feel like that is pretty guaranteed for me, as long as I don't completely ruin my. I mean, a few times now I've gotten like 12 in a row, I think. Laps.
Oh, jeez, that's insane. Yeah, like, because I'm someone, you know me, I barely ever play shortcut. You saw me like, technically I played a little bit a couple days ago because I was trying to get some kind of win on Dossie, but you know, so I don't necessarily even know the setup for that, and so I was trying to figure out like, oh, did he hit that one? Did he not hit that one? I don't really know.
It's really simple. It's probably the most.
Right. I just never actually sat down and, you know, actually tried it. So it probably is, but that was crazy. I'm just I guess good thing you didn't know that week 1, because otherwise I mean, you destroyed me anyway. But in any case, that was insane. I know iMath won the Yoshi Valley shortcut, and then there was also I think that was the Rainbow Road Fast Slap set as well. Those were the 3, I think. But let's see. going forward, I looked at your guys' matches schedule for next week, and this lines up really perfectly on who's commentating this match.
Coincidentally.
Because iMath Robert is against me next week, and Itchy is against Charlotte here. So
Yeah, dude, nice.
and so that was really coincidental that lined up that way. And so we kind of got, we got our scouting report in as well. But that was a really fun match to commentate. I'm sure that was a very fun match for both of you guys to play, and that was incredibly back and forth. I'm sure hearts were racing, hands were shaking, all those good things.
For sure.
I
Part way.
Get a 5-set match season or at all. I'm pretty surprised by that.
Yeah,
Especially
so,
going into the last track.
mhm.
The last track in the last set.
So, yeah, I guess I'll ask iMath this one too, because you were down 2-0, and we pointed this out. After the first 2 sets, it looks like it's going towards a quote-unquote blowout, but like the core score was only like 8-5, so it wasn't really a blowout.
Yeah, on paper it looked like a blowout, but when you looked into it, it was like a 4-2, then a 4-3, I think, or
Right,
the other way. Either way,
About that.
And so what was your mentality to get back into this thing and take those sets 3 and 4 and go and like bring us all the way to a course 7 in the final set?
Well, I guess my mindset was just kind of hoping I would end up driving better, but as it turned out, I think my downfall in the first 2 sets was like I picked some tracks that I thought I would be good at, but wasn't actually, like Choco Mountain. I kind of floundered around on there, and after that I realized it. I don't know, just wasn't feeling it today, and so I had in set 3 I had the KDSL Banshee, all very consistent for me today, so that definitely helped pull me up.
Yep. You had your holy trinity of KDSL BB, and Itchy's was more Royal Raceway, Toad's Turnpike, and
Wario Stadium.
and Wario
The
Stadium.
one that I lost.
Yep.
Oh,
And
ta-da.
so you both figured out that you each had like 3 very strong tracks to use against each other, and that's why we were talking about when we got to set 5. It's like one person is going to have to win somebody else's track. That's what it's going to come down to, and that very much ended up being the case.
Yeah.
yeah. Like, Itchy, what was your first pick in set 5 again? Set 5. Your first pick.
I think you picked Toad. Or oh wait, yeah, it was Warrior Stadium 3. That's right. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because I think no.
Wait, no, Wario was the one where I tumbled at the end after failing the MT, so he got that one.
I can't remember.
The first one, let me look through the tracks, because I feel like I've got it at the tip of my tongue. I don't have it at the tip of my tongue.
Who picked first?
It was you, because I had
Yeah. Itchy picked first because
Yeah, then it was. I did pick.
Yeah, it was Toads, because you got that bust right at the end.
yeah. Screw
Yeah.
I said
Right.
screw that car. It can die. That's right.
Yeah.
See, technically it can't die because it's not sentient. Well,
we have a question here in the chat.
ooh.
Can I get it's a question to both players? Did either of you use the ranking site to compare your times via the matchup app before the match?
I did not, but
I didn't either. I just
I just picked some tracks that I pulled strong on and won tries as well. Like a KD.
had the other players
Yeah.
self-conscious over my driving.
Yeah, because other players' strengths don't matter too much if it's also a strength for you.
into
Yeah.
a track that I know, chances
But
are,
there's-
like I feel like if I go into a track that someone I know is good at, even if I have a chance, I don't know, it's gonna make me nervous.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Because I think, as I say, at least from my, I'll throw my experience into this. When I've looked at like people's timesheets before matches that I match up, for me it's more like, sure, I'll look at what their weaknesses are and I'll practice those a little bit. But more so, when I look at weaknesses, I'm looking, is it a weakness that's also my strength? Because like, if somebody, like for me, if somebody's weak at Yoshi Valley, that doesn't really help me because I'm going down into the valley anyway. So,
Yeah.
but in any case, yeah. So, I think we're probably looking to about wrap it up here because this has been going for, well, if you count like the pre-stuff, almost
This has literally been going
3
on
hours.
since-
Yeah.
If I may add one quick thing, after looking into it, we visited all 16 tracks today.
Wow, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
We had so many we had multiple 7 track sets, and Abney makes a good point in the chat here too, saying that it does end up being more beneficial if you actually go back through their 1-try matches and look at their 1-try times. That's usually more beneficial than actually looking at their time trials, because like some people might have like a ridiculous time, like say someone might have a ridiculous Moo Farm 3-lap time on their timesheet, but is that really going to translate in 1 try? Because that took a combination of potentially RNG and taking paths that you wouldn't take in 1 tries. So Beck makes a good point there. So thanks for that. But yeah, I think it's about time to wrap this up because I don't want to hold the players up any longer. And we probably need to give SpeedGaming their channel back. So
Actually, I've actually seized control of Twitch.tv/SpeedGaming too. I'm holding it for ransom, so
Oh wow.
yeah, you literally have to pay me $0 to get it back.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's
$0. That's like $2 American, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
something like that. Yeah. Well,
I guess it was a GG.
Yeah, big GG.
that is definitely a rewatchable match. I don't, and definitely.
Come on, I think I might rewatch that match.
I gotta watch all the I should make a compilation of all the commentators' curse moments of the match.
Put like highlight videos on your YouTube. Or
Yes,
something.
absolutely. Every commentator's curse that happened during this match, I'll put up.
No, we're just gonna put like the Benny Hill theme over like all the like dumb fails.
Yeah. So when does iMath end up opening up Double Dash?
Oh, I guess I could do that, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Thanks for watching, Sparks.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us here. There are currently no additional 1-try league speed gaming matches scheduled at this point in time, but I can tell you that iMath and I will be on speed gaming at some point or another. So sometime next week.
Dang, confidence. How do you know? What if you won't be on
Yeah.
SpeedGaming?
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. We are out of here.
See you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
Hope you have fun in whatever you're doing.